My name is Tanti Elena Mazibuko, and this is Tanti Science. Today I want to talk to you guys about how I became a top 100 learner in the Free State when I was doing my matric. Now I understand that everybody is different methods for different people, but I'm genuinely hoping that whatever I share with you guys today will somewhat be beneficial. In his book, Teaching Secondary and Middle School Mathematics, Daniel J. Breyer defines motivation as an affective attribute that influences the degree to which students want to engage in some activity or choose to become involved. So motivation is very important. My main motivation when I was doing my matric was that I wanted funding, I wanted a bursary. That was it. Because I come from a very underprivileged background, I understood that there was no way that my mother was going to be able to afford university fees for me. So when I learned that actually by being in the top 100, you can actually get a bursary so that you can study, it became a goal of mine. And unfortunately, my case is not unique. Most learners come from disadvantaged backgrounds where you know that your parents cannot actually afford university fees. Even if you're from a well-off family, university fees are still shockingly expensive if you're being honest. So for me, I would say find your own unique motivation. Let it be your engine so that it can drive you, especially when the going gets tough. The game changer for me was the decision to set myself some goals, some academic goals at the start of my matric year. I literally took out a piece of paper and wrote down that I wanted four distinctions. I wanted a distinction for mathematics, physical sciences, life sciences, computer applications, technology, or CAD in short. And for my final results, even though I didn't get the distinction for CAD, I actually got it for what do you call this, life orientation. So it was still four distinctions. So for me, goal setting is very important. And while we're talking about goals, there's an article online at mindtools.com. I will leave the link to that article in the description of this video, so please check it out. The article talks about SMART goals, SMART. SMART goals are said to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and they have a time frame to it. So my suggestion would be set yourself some academic goals. How would some academic goals, not roles? So how would goals help you? They will help you in terms of providing you with a sense of direction in terms of where you are and where you would like to be after a certain time period. I understand that getting your body and mind into a specific routine is quite a challenge. As an adult, I still have difficulties with keeping up with a certain routine. But it's very important, especially if you're studying. It doesn't matter which grade you're in, whether you're in school or at tertiary level. It's important to get your body and mind to a specific routine. When I was in matric, my routine was pretty simple. I would get home maybe around 4 p.m., do some house chores, go to bed at around 6 p.m. so that I can wake up around 1 a.m. in the morning. This allowed me enough time to start between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning before I had to get ready for school. And I understand that some people would say some people they like going with the flow, they dislike routine. But then I would argue that it's important to have a balance between the two, have a balance between routine and flow. And yeah, initially when you're starting, it may be difficult. It may be difficult to get your mind and body into it, but with time, if you keep up at it, essentially your mind and body they start working with you, and you find that it's a bit easier. When I was doing my matric, my resources were my textbooks, the answer series, my classmates, my teachers, and previous question papers, etc. These days, there are actually more resources available, especially online. This YouTube channel, for example, is a resource that you can use to your advantage. So it's important. Identify those resources that you have and use them to your benefit. If you come across this YouTube channel and perhaps you don't like the way I explain things, there are many others. Many other YouTube channels that you can actually search for and that you can actually find, and you find maybe that person explains it a bit better. If you don't like the explanation in this specific book, you can use the other book, and use your classmates, use your teachers, ask questions, and all of those things. It's very important. So the one advantage that I had was that I actually started early. I started with the year. I started studying with the year. My thing, and it has always been the case, I prefer to do small bits every day than have to wait up until September or December when I'm writing my final to study. So I started immediately. I started from January, from the first day that I was in class to study. So starting early will give you an extra advantage that other people don't have. And also doing small bits every day that essentially build up into more, and like overwhelming yourself with work, with content at the end of the year. But then if you haven't started, I don't want you to get demotivated. It's better to start today than tomorrow. It's better to do a little bit every day, starting today, than postpone it to next week. And yeah, this brings us to the end of this video. I hope you liked some of the tips that I had for you guys. I will see you guys in the next video.